Before we get started, I want to say that I'm going to be focusing more on my theories and contributions to the discussion around Deltarune. So I naturally believe and build off of multiple theories that you'd only really understand if you've been keeping up with the Deltarune theory space, but I'm not going to go into depth about them in this video. That means, for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to have my favorite videos about those theories linked in the description and the little eye thing on the top of the screen. That aside, my theory is designed to solve what happened to Des and how that connects to everything happening in the current story of Deltarune. In order to understand the full thing, we have to solve a central puzzle. The pieces of this puzzle are our understanding of a few characters, being Noelle, Des, Chris, the knight, and the player. Once we understand who all of these characters are and how they all tie to the disappearance, as it's called, we can build a story of what happened during the disappearance and give ourselves a baseline to assume character motivations that we can then use to predict how Deltarune ends. In order to actually be able to release videos and not spend a year working on one 5 million hour theory that nobody's going to watch, I'll be releasing this theory in parts before making a supercut of them all. You could call them chapters even, so subscribe if you would like to see all of those. And please be aware that I have other videos that I do want to make and will make in between theories, but I am locked into these theories and want to get them all out before Chapter 6 comes and ruins everything. Although, Chapter 5 didn't really mess with my theories at all and arguably made them stronger, so I'm not sure if Chapter 6 will even ruin them. Okay, it's time to start actually theorizing. Chapter 1. Noelle is Spamton Theory. Noelle is shown to repress trauma. Throughout the Weird Route, we see several examples of Noelle blacking out when she actively kills people, until the aftermath of freezing Birdley with Snowgrave. She can't handle the realization of what she's done and has to go hide in her room. Spamton is a popular character from Deltarune Chapter 2, known for their erratic speech patterns. During the Spamton Sweepstakes charity auction, we were given multiple of these links that bring us to a blog that we can pretty safely assume belongs to Noelle. Now, while merchant stuff isn't necessarily canon, this does show a connection between the two characters in Toby Fox's mind. In this blog, Noelle reveals that she got a Peepus, which is one of Spamton's most iconic assets, after putting a code given to her by a spam email into the game Cat Petters 2 that she played all the time. Quote, "But one day, one of the spams I got was nothing but random letters and numbers. I figured it was probably a failed attempt at sending me a virus, but I thought, what if I tried putting it into Cat Petters 2 as a mod?" So I did, and weirdly enough, it actually managed to load. In the Light World Computer Lab, when the fountain is closed, we can check out this garbage can full of printed out, useless emails, hinting that Spamton came from Noelle throwing away said emails. This also directly ties Spamton to Noelle's computer. Now we should talk about how outside of the Dark World Garbage Zone, Spamton can be found in the basement of Queen's Castle, the place where we can find the Neo suit and activate the secret boss. Spamton famously wears a pair of glasses with pink and yellow lenses, importantly having yellow over the right eye and pink over the left. In this same basement, we can walk over to the left side of one of the screens and see this thing. In the game files, we can find out that this is Friend. Specifically, it's a device file called Friend. The file prefix device underscore is one of the few file names prefixes that are directly associated with the character W.D. Gaster, this guy from Undertale that always scared me and I never learned much about until the last month of constant Deltarune lore binging. Device underscore friend, otherwise known as Friend, is seen in the basement and has similarly colored eyes to Spamton, though this time they have yellow over the left eye and pink over the right. They're mirrored. If Spamton and Friend look directly at each other, their yellow and pink eyes would be looking into their respective other. This implies to me that the glasses that block out Spamton's eyes represent a reflection of Friend. Notably, Queen's basement also has an area that plays a song called Digital Roots. You can watch the Roots theory to know the full significance of all of this, but I am of the belief that Roots is representative of the shelter. Interesting side note, I think you could also see the basement of Queen's mansion connecting to a digital roots area being interesting since you can hear the depths noise from the shelter when entering the basement of Noelle's house in chapter 4. It's an interesting connection when you realize that Queen is very textually representative of Noelle's mother in chapter 2. I'm sure you've heard the phrase that the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, by that logic, I think it's fair to assume that covering someone's eyes is equivalent to hiding part of their soul. We see this in more general media. Characters that wear sunglasses are typically representative of characters who are obscuring something about themselves, hiding something about themselves. Spamton's glasses are blocking out both of his eyes while simultaneously being a reflection of Friend. There's something there. And I think that looking at it with the connections to Noelle in mind, we can begin to find what's there. I believe that Noelle was probably attacked by Friend in some way that led to her repressing the trauma of the whole incident. I'm of the belief that this attack is the same incident that led to the disappearance. However, in order to fully build out this theory and get to the story of Deltarune, we need to find the other puzzle pieces to put together this whole theory. The next chapters of this whole thing require a deeper understanding of device_friend and how they are involved into all of this. I believe they're more closely tied to it than we're currently aware of, so stay tuned. Okay, so I started editing this like 2 weeks ago. I got really busy with work and didn't have a good opportunity to just crank it out. It's only like a 10-hour edit. But I started editing this before the chapter 5 patch. And holy shit, I am so correct. My friend analysis that I wrote before I started recording, June 25th is when I wrote the script for the entire theory, or most of it. And my friend analysis, I think, is spot on. I'm actually starting to believe my own theory. Holy shit. Like, oh my god. I was so fucking correct.